Hey guys, how we doing? It's gonna be kind of funny video because I feel a little weird, doing this kind of video. I mean, little nobody, and it just seems funny that people are actually interested in knowing something more about me besides the knives and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I figure I have a lot of friends there already, a lot of friends here, and I know I would like to know some of their stories and their lives and stuff like that, so, might as well, why not? Maybe some people might really enjoy it. One thing, what I'm gonna say is, you're never gonna hear no BS from me. I mean, I'm too honest. I think my life and stuff, what I do or what I did are interesting enough for me not having to make shit up and stuff like that. And I actually hate when I see that on people. I hate when I see people, making stuff up just because, they think they are boring or they need to impress somehow. I never try to impress. I think what I do and what I did is interesting enough on its own without any, added bells and whistles. So it's gonna be just like me talking. And I guess the first thing what I'm gonna start with is kinda all of that, everything kinda puts itself together to what I grew up to. I'm 26 years old, so I'm still a young guy, but I've been through a lot, and you're kinda gonna hear. First thing what started doing my personality, I guess, building it up, was I was about 6-7 years old when my father, big avid outdoorsman, kind of talked me into rock climbing. We used to go to the little rocks, and I think I was 7 years old when he took me to first like the little kids junior competition of the artificial rocks, the climbing walls indoors. He took me to the first competition for the little kids, and I just got so into it, I was always, and I still am, a very competitive person. And it just, it gets to you. You want to do it, and back then it was pretty big in Czechoslovakia. We had, from 7 years old to, I think I quit the climbing when I was 16, 17. We had competitions almost every third weekend, so it was pretty intense. It was fun. It was a lot of traveling. That was the best thing about it. I did a lot of traveling as a kid, now as a young guy, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, we were rich or something, but pretty much all the money my parents made went into the traveling, my climbing and stuff like that. And I had fun. I was decent in it. Towards the end, I did European championships, and I was actually once on the world championship in France, which was really fun, and it was good. I had the good days, I had the bad days, but it was fun, and I miss it. I miss the sport. I always did some kind of sport. Like even when I was climbing competitively, I still every day after school we went to play soccer, we went to play basketball. I was a big sporting guy, big into the sports. And school, never really enjoyed school. I was good at it. I never need to study or anything. It just naturally everything got to me. So school was like, I just had to go there because I had to, and it was it. I always was on top of the class, but never really enjoyed it. Also, another thing what got me close to the nature is when I was a little kid, from 6 to 10. From 6 to 10, I didn't go to the school where in my city, in my little town. My parents actually put me to school to little village, couple miles up into the mountains. There was a little school for kids, and it was awesome there. We imagine just small little building, the building was smaller than some people's houses here in New York. And there was a school. There was couple kids there, for every grade. And every afternoon We went to the woods, we collect mushrooms, we did all this fun stuff what you do outdoors, and we were just little kids, and that's what they taught us to, and it was really awesome. I really miss those times. It was good times. And all of this together, plus the traveling, our holidays weren't like we go to the sea, you know, we go to the beach. No, my family holidays were we took a big car and we went across the Europe for 2-3 weeks camping from state to state. One summer we went through 15 different states on one trip. I think we slept in a hotel or motel maybe twice. Everything was camping, which was awesome. I loved it, and it was fun. Then the high school came, and you know, girls and all this and that, and everybody's stupid. Well, not everybody, but most of the people, if you think back, you know that we were stupid at some you know, time periods, and it was my period. 17, 18, didn't even want to go to school. I was cutting the school, you know. I quit climbing. My excuse was that I didn't have time because of the, you know, graduation and all that stuff. And towards the end of the school, I actually did plan to go to the college. I was signed up, and I was actually like at that, you know, the physical examination for the army school in Slovakia. The army, it's kind of like here, you know, but it's a school for like regular college or university. And I went there, and it just happened to be the time period that I got the big opportunity to go to States, you know, to work. And I took it. I always wanted to get out to the world. I always enjoyed English. Like ever since, I was lucky enough that I started English when I was 9 years old, it was pretty early back then in Slovakia. And I always enjoyed it. It was good. I loved to talk. I didn't like to learn it, but I just loved using it. Whatever. I had a big mouth. I always talked, and it was fun. And I always wanted to go. My dream back then, I have to admit, was going to Australia. I wasn't like crazy about the States, but it happened to be the opportunity happened to be in the States, here in New York. So I went here. I was 20 years old. I left all my family, everybody back home, and I came here and got a job. I enjoy it. I do electronic installer. So I do alarm, cameras, TVs, home theaters, mainly phone and computer networks. So it's fun. I did a couple of those videos. Some of you have seen it. Like one day I'm sitting behind a computer programming something, you know, setting stuff up. And next day I'm freaking crawling in the crawl spaces and freaking ceilings, and it's fun. It's big variety. Every day something else. It's almost never the same thing, and I like it. It's fun. Like sometimes it's tiring, but sometimes it's really cool, and I enjoy it. If I can say so myself, I'm good at it. And that's about the life and, you know, my experiences so far. And I guess the most exciting part is the knives, right? So as you picked up already, I've spent a lot of my life in nature. Climbing, rock climbing. I remember I was 13, 14 years old when I was already camping by myself, without my parents, just with my friends, up in the mountains, you know, climbing the rocks during the day, camping at the campfire during the night. And I think I was 14 when I went only by myself for a week, which was really cool. And my parents had a big trust in me when I was young, and big kudos to them. I mean, I don't see that happening often, too much at these times. Back then it was a little different, and also the Slovakia was a little different. And back then it was literally like, if you're responsible, it's all up to you. I mean, today there's too many different factors. I wouldn't let my kids go like that. Not here, not in the States. And I've always been into the nature, you know. I always liked knives. Always liked knives. Always liked guns. Never had any. I will definitely once I move out of here. But the knives, I never really could afford any. I always had some cheaper knives, you know. Some of the people remember actually this little fishing knife. That was about the only knife I could get when I was a little kid. Stuff like this. You know, so when I got this one from my father not so long ago, it was a big, it put a huge smile on my face. It's such a memory. It's like that was the only knife you could buy, you know, back then. It was, when I was a little kid, when I was growing up, it was right after fall of the communism, so you didn't have a lot of stuff there. I remember when I was a little older and you started to getting stuff like Victorinox and Opinel. It was like a big thing. Like, those knives were expensive, and it was, my father had both of them and wouldn't even let me touch it because he thought that I would break it or something. And I would. He did let me use it once, and of course I did something stupid with it. And so never could really have good knives. And once I moved here, you know, and started working and started earning my own money, which was why I left. I really wanted to be independent when I was growing up, like, to work, you know, in the teenage times. I really wanted to be independent, and that's why I left the house, because I really wanted to go on my own, learn the new shit, and you know, show my parents that, hey, I can do it. And I did, and I'm doing pretty good. And the nice thing is that my parents are happy about it. They're not mad that I left. They're happy. They come here for holidays, which is really sweet, and it's a good feeling, I'll tell you. I definitely do not regret that I didn't go to college and school. If I can say so myself, I think that life taught me much more than any school could in the last, I think it's gonna be 7 years now what I'm here. 6 years, 7 years. Sorry. And it's been, and I still think it still is and will be for a little while, really great experience what I have here. And the knives, you know, once I started making my own money and putting them aside, I had a couple different hobbies. Always had knives, but just like a pocket knife, you know. I remember I have the Ladybug Spyderco for a couple of years now, like many years, and I loved it. I used to have a native, Spyderco native. I lost that one on a job. Always had something. Then I started collecting a little bit the cheap Chinese knives, you know, from websites like Deal Extreme. And I remember how excited I was when I was able to get, you know, 4 knives for $20, $30 shipped to my house. When I waited 2 months for that, they were crappy, but I was like, it was so exciting. And it never occurred to me that it just started growing and growing, and I got my first real knife. I got Tom Brown Tracker. I was like, man, $180, wow. And then I figured, I like this and this, but like something that I really like was too expensive, like way too expensive. And I figure I can give it a try to do something myself, no? So it's only about a year back now, maybe year and 1 month back, when I actually went out and ordered on eBay. I found a cold steel SRK in carbon 5 blank from Camelus, old Camelus blank. Heat treated but not grounded, like it had a really thick edge steel and stuff like that. And I remember I did that knife by hand on sandpapers, and the handle with nothing but the Dremel and the battery powered hand drill. And I did that knife. That was like my first knife. I actually sold it to a friend of mine, a Norwegian knife dude. And that's what it all started with. Then I did the customizing of the folding knife. I did some file works on them. I did the waves, which are actually quite popular lately. I've seen a lot of people mention it, and it was a nice thing to do, cutting the notches into the blades, unlike the ghetto wave, which is not bad. And you know, here we are a year later making my own knives, so it's really like living a dream. And it's actually, a lot of it is because of you guys, because as I was doing the small stuff, you were pushing me like, it's good, so I wanted always, like, you know, top it off. And it was great, really great. I have a lot of fun, and I met so many amazing people here on YouTube. I'm not even gonna name everybody, like, a lot of amazing people from through across the whole community. Knife guys, gun guys, preppers. I met with a couple people personally, which is really, it's really nice when you can put the face onto the videos, not only on the video but personally. It's been a great experience, and I definitely hope to keep doing this for a long time because I have fun with it. It's awesome. And I thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. And I think this is a really good time to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Try to make it at least as good as the last one. And remember, it's always up to you, you know. It's never up to anybody else but up to you what you're gonna make out of yourself, out of your life. So, especially for the younger guys there. So thank you guys. Take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.